here. Here he is. Here.
Oh my god! It's like swimming in an aquarium.
Look at that. G'day guys and welcome back. Now today we're continuing on from some of the previous episodes where we've been exploring this tropical atoll. A couple episodes ago we were deep in the mangroves looking for crazy crabs and we found the giant mud crab. We then moved out and we explored these sand flats and we found some really cool animals. One being the fastest and most powerful puncher in the animal kingdom, as well as the loudest animal. He actually lives underneath the sand here, which is really cool. We also found one of the fastest fish in the ocean, the mighty bonefish on that episode. Check out those episodes if you haven't already. And today we're going further afield, deep into the lagoon of this tropical atoll. This is probably one of the most picturesque places on planet Earth, and there's some amazing animals that live out there. So let's go see what we can find. So the situation is I've found myself with 24 hours to spare, so I thought let's come out and explore the entire lagoon. That'll allow us to set up camp on one of these little tropical islands and have the entire day and night out here. Let's go find somewhere to camp. Wowee, check this place out. So there's a number of these smaller kind of idyllic paradise islands scattered through the lagoon, but I think this one looks just fine. I'll call this home base for the night and we'll set up around the other side of it there. So for the next 24 hours while we're out here, we're just living from the ocean. So at some point we've got to catch something to eat, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. Oh, I thought this here was a tiger shark and actually what we're about to go looking for. So while the tide's high, all the turtles gather in a certain section here and that is the tiger shark's favorite food. So now's the opportunity for the tiger sharks to get in there and feed. I think this will absolutely do me just fine for tonight. We'll come up here above the high tide line and set up here somewhere. Yeah, I think this will be perfect. Sleep here, have a little fire here, hopefully catch some fish out the front. This will be great. But for now, let's keep exploring before that tide drops too much. So over this shallow sandbank here, there's literally turtles everywhere. There'd be hundreds of them. Here, here, here. This is exactly what the tiger shark's looking for. Generally, if you can find the food source, you'll find the animal. And tiger sharks love nothing more than eating turtles. Just spotted from the drone, spotted a huge school of what I think are bonefish. Very big fish, very big fish. That was unexpected. No luck, but I'll be ready, I'll be ready. There's literally turtles everywhere here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's a shark, but not a tiger shark. In previous episodes, we actually saw the shell of a giant turtle that had been chewed to bits by a tiger shark washed up on the beach in front of me. So he'd be in the lagoon here somewhere, that big shark. And also it's nesting and mating season for the turtles. So we saw that in one of the previous episodes as well. And through the nesting and mating period means there's lots of tide turtles and an easy meal for a big tiger shark. I'm just cruising along through the shallows here to see if I can spot any bigger shadow, which is most likely a tiger shark here. Only little turtles so far. And there's one down here a couple hundred meters. Let's see if we can get in front of him. Here he is here, here he is here.
Oh, so cool. Ew. Bloody awesome.
Oh, that was epic. Oh man, that was so cool. He didn't really want much to do with me, but seeing something that size in the shallows like that's unreal. Phew. Guys, quick disclaimer, I don't recommend just jumping in front of tiger sharks without too much thought behind it. So there's a lot of variables that go into it. You might remember on one of the trips where Fran and I were first out on the new boat, there was a big tiger shark under the boat. We chose not to jump in on that day, just the way it was behaving, and there's a few other variables, kind of like its body language and that type of thing. But that one up in the shallows here, he's only looking for turtles, and I felt that he would be chilled enough to have a swim with. Quick disclaimer, don't try things at home just because you've seen them on the internet. Well, this was either going to be the world's biggest turtle or a potential crayfish bombing. I've got to have a look on this. Oh, there is a turtle there with it, but I've got to have a look on this. Let's go have a look. No crayfish, but there was a turtle under there having a bit of a clean from a cleaner rat. What a perfect little spot for him. We'll keep exploring further into this lagoon. So when I'm out on the boat, I always bring one of these AG1 travel packs, especially if we're going to be doing like a little bit of free diving or snorkeling later on. Anyone who does that knows that you really want to be doing that on an empty stomach. If you have anything to eat, like a big lunch or anything, and then start doing somersaults underwater, you're just going to feel really sick. And your breath hold is going to completely disappear. So one of these travel packs ensures that I still get all the daily nutrients I need. So there's 75 different vitamins, minerals, superfoods. So that's going to provide me with all the goodness my body needs, but without making me feel bloated or sick throughout the day's diving. Combined with the convenience of it, I mean, you can just have it on the go. You can have it while you're fishing. Just one travel pack mixed with a bottle of water. It's just so damn easy. It means that it's a crucial part of any of the adventures I go on these days. Now is the time to start if you haven't already. They're doing a 60-day money back guarantee. So literally try it. If you don't like it, money back guarantee. There's a special link for that in the description, and all B2B viewers are gonna get a year's supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 plus 5 of those travel packs. So now is the best time to try, guys. You've got nothing to lose. So as we come out further into the lagoon, there's these series of blue holes which are pretty amazing, and all around the rims of them some beautiful hard coral like you see here. And in amongst these coral, the fish that we're chasing are like coral trout, and there's also some big giant trevally in here at times. So let's have a bit of a fish as we work our way out. Tide is ripping us out to the ocean here, so we don't have too long to do this actually. But if we could just pick up one coral trout for dinner, that would really take the pressure off. Just casting the back to basics new age ranger here, 65 gram lure, and just working it like in around these bommies and over the coral tops. Oh, there's a huge school of something here, guys. I think most likely those bumphead parrotfish, which don't take a lure. Surely there's a coral trout on that reef edge. Get out of the reef, get out of the reef. Yes. Oh, it's a beauty. Check this out. Could be our dinner. It's just hooked. No! There goes our dinner. Oh, beautiful coral trout. Bugger. Oh, even the turtle's laughing at me. All right, change of plans to try and get something to eat. Some of these bommies here look good for crayfish, so I'm gonna anchor, have a bit of a swim around and see what I can find. He was too fast for me, too bloody fast. I was after him, but he was too quick. I lost him. That was the perfect one. That was the perfect crayfish I was going for. No luck, bugger. We'll keep pressing on. We'll try a couple more rocks. Not having much luck really with the coral trout and the crayfish escaping. I did see something else that was quite cool there. All the little green chromis damselfish are all spawning. I did an episode recently on a lot of different species spawning in the area. I just find it so interesting, but it was really cool to find them just in one little random patch where they're going about their business. Too fast for me again, the bugger. I'm really not having much luck, am I? persistence eventually paid off with a couple of beautiful crayfish. These guys have both been put to sleep now. I just know a lot of people on YouTube don't like seeing that. We're gonna have one for dinner tonight and I'll take one home. These guys are called a painted rock lobster, which is quite an appropriate name for them, or they're commonly called a green cray here in Australia. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's keep exploring. So when I was chasing those crayfish all over the sand, you realize the closer you look at these, apparent barren sand patches, they're actually teeming with life. So I'm gonna take a camera down and set it up, hopefully give you guys a bit of a better look of what's down there.
Oh, I love those garden eels on the bottom, just dancing in the current. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. It's like swimming in an aquarium. There's so many fish species. Wow, this is a special spot.
Oh my goodness gracious, that was very special. It's not always like that at all. But when a few variables line up, like the current is hitting the exact right point of the reef at the right time, it creates these huge aggregations of fish. There were so many different species there, from the schooling big-eyed trevally, the unicorn fish were there in big numbers. There was long-nosed emperor on the bottom, schools of snub-nosed dart, coral trout, flowery cod. It was just incredible. When it's like that, there is no better place on planet Earth. I could just float around there for days. It's so special. Now, while the amazing fish life and the beautiful corals attract most of the attention here in the lagoon, I've actually been really enjoying lately looking elsewhere, like looking on the sand flats for a couple of different species. There's one pretty cool one that I'd like to introduce you to.
The razorfish has developed a rather unusual technique to escape prey, vanishing headfirst into the sand. And for good reason. They're a favourite food for the dolphins in the area. But even when buried, the dolphins are able to use their sonar to try and locate them and dig them up. But it seems these teenage dolphins have other things on their minds today. Spinner and Bottlenose teenagers have snuck away from the main pod and have found themselves a pufferfish. Now, the pufferfish is poisonous, but they seem to have figured out that if they have just a couple of puffs and then pass it on, they escape the poison but appear to get high.
Well, it's getting late in the day. It's now 5 o'clock, so we got to go and find a place to set up camp. I think there's going to be a slight change in plans from where I showed you earlier. I don't think we're going to make it that far back, so we're going to find a new island to set up camp on. Let's go. Uh-oh. So I had planned on heading way back down. That's where we came from. That's where we were gonna set up camp, on that little island down there. But it's pretty rough from that direction now, and it's a bit of a punch, so change of plans. I'm gonna pull in on this island here. Fingers crossed there's not too much rain in that, but it's looking pretty bleak at the moment. See how we go. All right, let's get ashore.
Good to go.
That's gonna be dinner.
Just put him there for now.
Beautiful. Just looking for a bit of firewood, but it's pretty slim pickings over this side of the island. We're on the leeward side, so all the driftwood and everything washes in on the other side, but we'll see what we can find. There's a lot of palm fronds, but they're pretty short-lived on the fire. Oh, a bit of bamboo here will do. Just felt my first couple of drops of rain, so this could be short-lived, this fire. It's just started raining, which is unfortunate timing, but I'm gonna get this crayfish ready. So a bit of garlic. These are the new B2B knives that are all available on our website. If anyone wanted a really good high quality knife, I'm gonna cut this crayfish straight in half, butterfly them open, get that garlic and butter in the top, and then cook him on the fire. All right, so I'm gonna load him up with a generous amount of butter. Once this heats up, this will just melt through all the nooks and crannies of the meat. And it seems you can never put too much butter, in my opinion anyway. It looks like you've got so much on, but once it cooks, it just melts into all the right places, and then, yeah, the more you've got, the better it tastes. Not sure how that goes for the whole health advice, cholesterol level stuff, but worry about that when you're older, eh? Yeah, that's a good amount. And now, that garlic on top. I try to get that into all the little nooks and crannies as well, like sort of push it in there. There's few things better in the world than garlic butter crayfish cooked on an open fire, so I'm very much looking forward to this. Just hope that rain holds off. I did see an old sort of piece of rubbish that could be used as a grill plate over there in the bushes, so I'll make the most of that. It's gonna be for one side of the grill. All right, there's a fair bit of heat in there now. Just gonna spread this coal base out fairly evenly. I think we're ready to go. Oh, that's perfect. Probably even go a little bit lower. All right, let's get him on there. Oh man, I'm excited about this. Look at that. That is bloody beautiful. I'm glad we persisted with the crayfish hunt. So those couple of bigger ones, this is actually the perfect size. Oh, I can't wait for this. This is gonna be bloody beautiful. And the other thing I'm really keen for a little bit later, guys, is just off here is one of the best snorkeling spots. And I've never actually snorkeled here at night time. So I'm keen to go and jump in after dark with a torch and see what's out and about at night time. Night snorkels are just one of my favorite things. There's all different types of creatures are out, so if all goes well after dinner, we'll jump in for a swim. All that butter and garlic is melting into all the right places at the moment. Uh-oh, bugger, it looks like we've got some serious rain coming this time, and that crayfish isn't cooked yet, so I've got to crank the heat up a little bit to get him cooked before that rain comes. Trying to turn the heat up now without burning it to a crisp, proving a little bit tricky to do. Oh, hopefully it just passes through. I can feel a little bit of rain, but hopefully it doesn't just bucket down and ruin the whole show. Oh, no, it's just started raining. I'm hungry and it's raining. We're having medium rare crayfish. Look at that. That's not too bad, actually. It's gonna be well done, medium and medium rare on top. That rain sort of passed on already. Oh, there's a fiery sunset happening over there. But the worst of that rain's past. We're gonna go squeeze a lemon. I was meaning to show this earlier. If you haven't seen them, check out the armor they've got all over their body here. These horns are just like razor sharp and strong. So that's why it makes it a little bit difficult to grab them sometimes. All right, squeeze a lemon. Let's see how we went. Oh, it's hot down the bottom. Oh, that's cooked perfectly. Yeah, that's delicious. That's really good. Anyone who's been watching the channel for a while knows that you can eat crayfish just raw. We've done that a fair bit, but even medium rare like this, I think adds a whole lot to it. A bit of garlic butter. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Nice. Look here, it's only the very top layer that is kind of not cooked. The rest of it is actually done perfectly. That rain came at just the right time. All right, guys, I'm gonna smash this down, and then as soon as it gets dark, time for a night snorkel, and this is one of my favorite snorkeling areas during the daytime, so I can't wait to see what's out at nighttime. Imagine playing a game of hide and seek where your life actually depended on it, and that's what's happening out there at the moment. Once it's dark, the sharks are really active. They love hunting at nighttime, so we're going to be looking out for them. There's also going to be like octopus out hunting, hopefully, moray eels. A few of the kind of nasty predators come out, and that's what I'm hoping to get a bit of a look at tonight. Oh, look at all the mullet. Oh, there's a shark right there. Didn't have to go far to find a shark. He's hunting these mullet here. Now, it is gonna get dark. It's gonna get really dark. We're a couple of nights after the new moon, which means basically there's no moon, and it's hard to kind of describe just how dark it is. So I'm gonna use the last of the little bit of twilight we're in the boat now to go to the spot. We've got to go over a channel and onto the reef on the other side, and then by the time I gear up and everything, it'll be well and truly dark. We'll get in the water. Raining and the wind is absolutely howling around the corner here. I don't know if this was the best idea, to be honest, but at least because it's raining, we may as well be wet, we may as well be underwater. There's actually a lot of current that rips through here, so I just want to make sure I get a good anchorage. It's now pissing down rain. That wind might make it a bit tricky to anchor, but we'll see how we go. It's the big deep channel here I'm going over, and then it's the patch I want to snorkel somewhere here, but I can't really see it. It's all pretty nice and cozy by the fire. Oh, bugger. This is going to make finding the spot very tricky. Well, I've just managed to anchor, but this camera is not waterproof, and my waterproof one, it's only got limited battery, so I'm going to throw that on and get in the water. But you can see below us here, there's some nice coral. I'm hoping it's a lot more pleasant underwater than it is above the water at the moment. Well, I do have low battery, so if I lose you under there, either a shark's got me, or hopefully I've run out of battery. Let's go get in there.
The blacktip reef sharks love feeding at night time, where they can use their smell to find sleeping fish. But one fish species has developed a pretty cool way to keep himself safe. Every night he blows himself a cocoon with his own snotty mucus. This prevents the sharks from finding him. And in the morning he eats it for breakfast. Pretty gross, but it seems to work for him. And these are feather stars. While they look pretty harmless, they've got one hell of a grip and will eat anything that they can get a hold of. Nighttime brings out a variety of weird and wonderful creatures, and this guy is one of my favourites. He's a hermit crab that's pimped out his shell with some extra protection, attaching an anemone on top of his shell to deter any predators.